Hey folks, how's it going? This is Terra, and I'm going to do an impromptu video having a look at the market. It is... what time is it? It is just gone 11:30 New York time on Tuesday the 20th of January 2026. And I'm going to show you my indicators in action. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the 15-minute. So we started the week off with a massive gap down, straight into a previous weekly low sweep. I'm going to hide that one just for now because the laser show gets a little bit much. And we're going to have a quick look. So everything you're seeing on the chart, other than my one trend line, everything is my indicators, and you can get them in the link down below. That is what I showcase on my channel here. And we started with a big gap down on the weekend, and so far, if I load that up, you're going to see these are the levels that I marked out over the weekend, which was in my weekend review. We got a big, long-standing 4-hour fair value gap, which we closed underneath. And we're currently heading down towards my last chance, which is from the 18th of December, 4-hour fair value gap down to the bottom there, just before the actual December lows. And we have done a pretty decent job of turning back around today. But what I'll say is that we mitigated this 4-hour fair value gap today. I'm going to zoom back in for you, and I'm going to close out some of my indicators just so things are a little bit clearer for you. I'm going to close the isolator. Which one? I'll just close the whole thing. And I'm going to get rid of my cycle. Where is it? Cycle levels. Just to make things a little bit clearer, because I want to show you my fair value gap indicator. Because these fair value gaps are all automatic, including this big one at the top here. The grey border means it's been mitigated, means it's been touched, it's been tested. So you can see here, when we came up to it, we had a big rejection out of the 4-hour. Back down to the 15 minutes, and now we're showing some 1-minute bullish action, continuing this nice uptrend that we've had all day. And I'm going to quickly load up settings for here on my table at the bottom. I'm going to make them a bit bigger for you guys to see. This table is also available below. It is NQ on the left and ES on the right, and I can see them side by side in real time. You see all the time frames down the side and the structure states. So this is what was the most recent sweep, liquidity sweep, on what time frame, change in the state of delivery, structure shifts or change of character, and structure breaks, when it happened and which one was the most recent, and if ES and NQ are diverging. So you can see that we've had a up to a 1-hour break on the 1-hour on NQ, but we haven't broken yet on we have broken on NQ, ES, and we're pending a break still on NQ. You can see that's what the colored border is for. It's telling me that it's pending. Price is above the level in this case for bullish, but the candle for the 1-hour hasn't closed yet. When it closes, it'll flip and confirm. Currently, the last thing to happen on the 1-hour was a shift or change of structure, and that happened today. So we are bullish. Now, after this big old gap down, we've still got some work. I'm going to go back out to the 1-hour and just have a bit of a zoom out look. Let's turn my cycle levels back on here. I'm going to turn the isolator back on. So, at the weekend, my expectations were we would do something, maybe come up to here before we drop down, but my expectations were to come down to here, and down here, as it labeled here, this is my last chance. If price goes below here, we need a whole different set of analysis. We've come down this low, and we did get a daily SMT, so we've got perfect setup for a nice bullish reversal. And I do think if I go over here to the candles, you can see here in the monthly and the weekly, I do think we're going up. I think we're going up to all-time highs. I think this fair value gap was the internal liquidity. We're now heading back to external, which is the high up here of October. I think we're going to all-time highs. I don't think the bull run is just over just yet. And I think we have a absolutely face-ripping euphoric blow-off top to come. Not set in stone. It could roll over and slowly die over the next couple of weeks and months. But I do think we're very close to the top of the decade. And I don't think we see a higher high for a long, long time. But those are conversations for another time. For now, I think this is doing its final legs of this dip. Whether we come down to here or not, I don't know. We do have the daily SMT, so we could have done enough and we could be turning around. And what I wanted to show you is, if I go back down to 1 minute, I'm going to show you quickly my fair value gap indicators that they've done today. I'm going to close out a lot of the other indicators, just clear up some space. And let's get rid of that guy too. This is what the fair value gap indicator did today. So I'll go back to just after midnight. I'm going to put it up to 10. And what you'll see happen is, let's get rid of that guy too. Down. What you'll see is that the fair value gaps on all the timeframes automatically draw out on their own. And this is what my indicator does. It's completely hands off, completely hands free. You can see when you get a red border or a blue border around the edge, that's a pending state. It's waiting for that time frame candle to close before it confirms the flip from FVG to iFVG. And you see you've got lots of 1 minutes in the middle there. And these are respected. So when they're full color, this is how I set up. You can do the colors however you want, but how I do it, the full color is inversions, and the gray with a colored label is the fair value gaps. So you can see we're coming up to the end of London now. We have our dip at the end of the London kill zone, and we start bouncing out of these 15 minutes on the top. And whenever the FVGs and iFVGs get drawn out to the right, that's because price interacted with that level. It automatically draws them out. And now we're back into 4-hour range for market open. I'm going to pause it here because you can see here we have that bearish, hence the red label. There's a bearish 4-hour fair value gap in the middle there. 1 minute, big 1 minute underneath it, and a 15-minute inversion fair value gap. That's why it's full color. This is an iFVG. Just to make it a little bit easier, let's go and turn all the labels on. I usually have them off because I don't need them, but just for you guys, let's turn it on. And this is why I love my indicator for the fair value gaps. It just automatically draws them, automatically keeps them up to date for me. As a matter of fact, we're coming out of this FVG at the bottom here. Got respected. 1 minute coming out of it. We have a iFVG here with the 4-hour. And in fact, at this point, after 10 AM, it's confirmed. We've got the 1 minute conversion at the back from all the way back there, which isn't super impactful. These ones down here, you can see there's a lot of blue happening, a lot of green. And we have a 30-minute SMT, which, because it has a yellow label, is a 369 time, which, if you know, you know. 369 with SMTs is extra strength, extra confidence in them. But anyway, I'm going to go back to playing this through. And you can see the levels constantly draw, constantly update. And there, we hit the 4-hour. It redraws, gives the grey border because it's now been mitigated. And we're starting to come back down into our ranges here. Something I'll mention, I keep my counts low. I keep them on 1. And the indicator is designed to always have at least 1 of each on the chart, even if it means going back and finding old levels, to always have 1 displayed. That's the idea. I like having only 1 of each on the chart because I tend to kind of jump around a bit, keep an eye on it that way, and it just works for me. You can have as many as you want. And if I just let it play out, the close out of replayer, what you should see here is the big 4-hour fair value gap here at the top is continuing to draw out to the right because price keeps interacting with it. And this is live market right now. So this indicator is probably one of my more complex ones. I designed it to be fully hands-free, and it does 3 time frames. By default, they're set to the 4-hour, the 15-minute, and the 1 minute, which if you trade market maker models, you'll know that these time frames tend to sync together really, really well. And in fact, looking at it now, we've got a New York SMT with a 30-minute SMT happening at the same time here, coming out of this 4-hour. So if we continue to break down and start breaking structure to the downside, which if I load up my table again, this will tell me in real time. You can see here we got pending structure break on the 1 minute, a pending change in the state of delivery on the 15-minute, we've actually got a pending shift on the daily to the downside, which is pretty impressive. Same with on ES. And there we go. Market, the 1 hour, the 1 minute candle closes, the indicators update, and everything updates in real time for you. What I'm quickly going to do, something I like to do, one of the other powerful features in my value gaps indicator is analysis mode. Analysis mode, think of it as a predefined profile. It turns off these two, leaves just the higher, and adapts it to chart. So it puts it on chart, then it ups these to 20. And I have this here, so I can just turn on unmitigated, and I will see up to 20 unmitigated fair value gaps that haven't been touched on the chart time frame, which is the 1 minute right now. It's really, really useful just to kind of see where your open levels are. So if I go back in there and turn this to mitigate highlight, it'll show me the same levels plus the ones that have already been touched. And this is just a click of a button. And I can do this now on any time frame and just go and have a look. Really powerful, very, very useful, fully automated. And these will do the same thing. They will, I mean, look at that. You go out to the 15-minute, you only have bullish everything. Fair value gap untouched there. Fair value gap mitigated. Breakout, retest, resumption, breakout, retest, resumption, breakout, retest. We're actually retesting it now. If we turn around, we'll probably go up to new highs, which we have relatively equal highs here. So yeah, I could see the trend continuing. If we come up a little higher, if we come up to that level, this 15-minute mitigated gap will draw out. If we come up a little bit higher, all the way to the gap, the unmitigated level behind it, see there's two there, that will draw out as well. And as we're closing in with the gap, yeah, I do expect it to get filled. I expect it to at least come to this inflection point here, which is just this wick out in no man's land. But I expect it to fill the gap. I actually, well, like I said earlier, I think we're going to all-time highs. But anyway, let's go to the 1 hour while we're at it. Oh, interesting. We have nothing on the 1 hour. That interesting. Obviously, the gap is going, and look at that. We've bounced out of a 1 hour value gap. So I have the 4 hour, 15-minute, and 1 minute. You can absolutely do the daily 1 hour and 5 minute as a profile as well. That's also very, very good. And you can see here, price is not quite closing above that 1 hour. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to change that to there, and I'm going to turn off these. Let's just keep an eye on the 1 hour. So what you're going to see now are just 1 hour levels. There we go. And my higher time frame settings has a different batch of settings than the analysis. Why some of them look different. I've got one of each now. One of each. And I've got mitigate highlight, so I'll see both levels as we go. But the reason I'm showing you the 1 hour now, if we look here on NQ, the 1 hour, we've got a 1 hour shift of structure, change of character to the upside, but we have not got a break of structure yet. And we're not even pending a break of structure. That's going to be all the way up here. For now, but here's the interesting thing, we do have a sweep, a bullish sweep down to the wherever that happened. We've got this inversion for value gap here, and that's a really nice clean break, clean break. And now, basically, what I would be looking for on the 1 hour here, I want to see a close above this, and I want this to update to an inversion fair value gap, like this one. I want this one to disappear, and this one stay there, and I want price to continue up. Close out that gap, and basically continue on to new highs. That's what I would like to see. And I'm going to put that back to 4 hour because I'll forget otherwise. Let's do that. Because there, I mean, there it's very clear that you can see the 4 hour is the reason we've stalled and it's failing. You know what? Let's go into the lower and change this to the 1 hour. Let's keep an eye on both. So, oh, that's interesting. We've got a confirmed little baby iFVG in there as well. Interesting. So this 1 hour for value gap here is what I'd be looking for in this example here. And just to kind of, I'm going to turn the laser show back on. Let's turn on some of my other indicators. Profile, I like my profile. There we go. So you see prices come up and it's hit the midnight open. That's always an important level. And we do have the Asia high just above us. So I absolutely expect us to continue on higher. We've got the weekly open, monthly open, quarterly open, all just stacked above it inside this fair value gap, which is a daily weekly opening gap. Yeah, I expect things to continue to the upside. And perfect timing. Here is another example of one of the features in my fair value gap. Let me turn this off so you can see it clearly. See this blue border that's just appeared on this 1 hour? That is the pending border. Whenever price goes above a fair value gap, bearish fair value gap, or below a bullish one, it will highlight that you might be flipping bias with the border. This is to the tick. So if this price comes below into the fair value gap, it'll turn off. This will stay on here until that candle, the 1 hour, until it confirms and closes above it. That's when this will flip into a bullish fair value gap like this guy. So that's just another feature that I have, and all 3 time frames do this. So anyway, that's all I wanted to show you today. This is my fair value gap indicator in action, plus a few of the others. I have lots, as you can see. If you're interested in this one, it actually comes with a different indicator as well, which is the same thing. Let me just close this, but it draws out multiple time frames and it draws out the levels here. So this one is really, really powerful because of the way I built it. It shows you accurate levels below the time frame you're looking at. So if I go out here to the 4 hour, for example, see this 1 minute shift there? It will show you whatever time frames you put it on. If I go out to the daily, see how it's showing me the same levels? These are all accurate levels. So if you're interested in this indicator, you do get levels with it. Yellow is the sweeps. We've got a change in state delivery here on the 4 hour. We had a break in structure here on the 4 hour, which if we look here, see this break on the 4 hour? That was at this level. So these 2 indicators go hand in hand. But we weren't talking about this indicator. It's just a little heads up because I use so many of them all day, every day. Figured I'd mention it. But anyway, that's it for me, folks. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.